Look down through your window, no big city lights, just greenery. I don't know what you come. Look down through your window, no big city lights, just greenery. I don't know what you come for. Listen up, my dear, we're set man free. Welcome to the land of many faces, not one, not two, but 6 different races. You know when the sun kisses your skin, you're in the right place. G-U-I-A-N-A, oh, that's my beautiful country. One people, one nation, one destiny. Don't stop for a minute. Come, let me take a walk with Brother Tiki. You'll see our landmarks and our monuments, they're so unique. The hybrid structure, the lighthouse, the tallest wooden structure, the cathedral, 176th Street monuments, and the beautiful city hall. You know with the wind in your hair, you're in the right place. G-U-I-A-N-A, oh, that's my beautiful country. G-U-I-A-N-A, one people, one nation, one destiny. Look down from your window, no big city lights, just greenery. I don't know what you come for. Listen up, my dear, we're such a man free. Welcome to the land of many faces, not one, not two, but 6 different races. You know when the sun kisses your skin, you're in the right place. G-U-I-A-N-A, oh, that's my beautiful country. G-U-I-A-N-A, one people, one nation, one destiny. Look down through your window, no big city lights, just greenery. I don't know what you come for. Listen up, my dear, we're such a man free. Welcome to the land of many faces, not one, not two, but 6 different races. You know when the sun kisses your skin, you're in the right place. G-U-I-A-N-A, oh, that's my beautiful country. G-U-I-A-N-A, one people, one nation, one destiny. call. You know with the wind in your hair, you're in the right place. G-U-I-A-N-A. Oh, that's my beautiful country. G-U-I-A-N-A. One people, one nation, one destiny. Look down from your window, no big city lights, just greenery. You don't know what you come for. Listen up, my dear, we're such a man free. Welcome to the land of many faces, not one, not two, but 6 different races. You know when the sun kisses your skin, you're in the right place. G-U-I-A-N-A. Oh, that's my beautiful country. G-U-I-A-N-A. One people, one nation, one destiny.
Can we all stand as we recite the National Pledge? I pledge myself to honor always the flag of Guyana and to be loyal to my country, to be obedient to the laws of Guyana, to love my fellow citizens, and to dedicate my energies toward the happiness and prosperity of Guyana. Thank you. I'll invite prayers as per the program.
Good morning. May we bow our heads in prayer? Dear God, as we are gathered here, each one of us to receive an award, we ask that you continue to give us the gratitude for us to work in diligence and discipline. Dear God, as we continue to celebrate our anniversary, bless this nation and bless this service. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Morning. Let's bow our heads. Om Gajananam Bhuta Ganadi Sevitam Kapita Jambo Padapara Pakshanam Uma Satam Sosavyasha Kardatam Namami Viganesh Vadapada Pankajam. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May there be peace in our hearts and minds as we commemorate our 184th anniversary award ceremony today.
Bismillah. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alamin, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim, siratal hamdalin. Amen. All praises belong to God, Lord of all who exists, the Lord of mercy, the giver of mercy, the master of the day of judgment. You alone we serve, you alone we ask for help. Give us a straight path, the path of favor, not those who have borne your anger, nor those who have gone astray. Amen.
Thank you. Have a seat. Today is a day of great anticipation and excitement, especially those whose names are recorded in this document here this morning. While rewarding our ranks for outstanding performance throughout the year, being held in 4th anniversary month solidify the importance that we put to the efforts of our ranks. This year, we've seen increases in the awards, both in quantum and the number of awardees. Compared to last year, of 3,421 police, men and women, rural constable and other auxiliary receiving incentives, this year, 4,291, an increase of 870 persons. With regards to special awards, we see an increase of 251, being 800 last year and 1,051 this year. Certificates for the community policing group, both individual and members, 122 last year, 204 this year, an increase of 82. And the general incentives in terms of cash, last year, $81,560,000, compared to this year, $133,150,000. Special incentives, $8,260,000, compared to $19,925,000. You see, more than double for this year. Overall, $63,255,000 increase on the cash incentives, general and special, for this year as compared to last year, being $89,820,000 against $153,075,000 this year. So, all the persons who are receiving, and maybe your squaddies who may be short a couple dollars to pay off courts, and so today is the day. Today, you'll cover everything. However, my task at this moment is to welcome and introduce someone who's known to all of us, who's been at the helm of the force for a while now, and who's been very active throughout his career in the Guyana Police Force. I'd invite no other than Commissioner of Police to make his remarks, and I'll ask everyone to stand as he approaches. Thank you.
Kindly be seated. Thank you, Chairperson, in the form of Deputy Commissioner Admin, for the warm words of welcome. The Executive Leadership Team, Chairman of the Police Service Commission, heads of agencies, including Kano, Reverend Dulichan, former senior and junior officers, stakeholders in the corporate sector, our partner, regional and branch commanders, members of the security services, representative of the CPGs, our close partner, senior and junior officers, invited guests, members of the media, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Guyana Police Force's 184th anniversary award ceremony. It is an honor and privilege to have you here this morning. This award ceremony gives us a chance to acknowledge our police women and men who risk their lives daily to ensure that we are all safe in our homes, at our jobs, or simply just walking down the streets. The bravery and heroism that law enforcement officers display every day is incalculable. Henceforth, it is inevitable for us as an organization to honor our police officers who have distinguished themselves and the Guyana Police Force by doing their duties to uphold our country's safety and security with exceptional act of bravery, professionalism, and admirable deeds. Ranks, we are conscious of our challenges, or we are conscious of the challenges not only you, but all of us as members of the Guyana Police Force encounter daily to conduct our duties and maintain law and order in our society. In my respective opinion, there is no tougher job than serving as a police officer. Indeed, no one is compelled to choose this profession of the Guyana Police Force, but having chosen it, everyone is obliged to live up to its professional standard. It is safe to say that the duties and professional caliber that police officers are required to have are different from any other profession. That's why we are here today to honor all of you for your dedication beyond the stipulated standards and scope of your normal duty as employees of the Guyana Police Force. Your efforts have not gone unnoticed, as we have conjointly remained committed to the mandate of the Guyana Police Force. The Guyana Police Force is reforming as we are rebranding and retooling our police practices driven by our 2022-2026 strategic plan. The plan is consistent with the manifesto promise under the broader national objective of a safer community, and it guides our strategic direction of being a modernized, diversified, professional, and accountable police service. The plan is governed by 6 pillars, which are operational priority, partnership, developing our people, infrastructure, performance, professionalism, and accountability. Very, very important. Under these pillars, we have already achieved several successes as compared to previous year. Some of those successes for 2022 to date includes, but not limited to, our overall reduction in serious crime by 12.6%. I think you deserve a round of applause for that. With the exception of murder, that would have increased by 37%, that is 85 as against 62 for the period comparatively. All other categories of serious crime is at a negative or minus. Give yourself a round of applause for that. In terms of seizures of firearm, we have a 13.3% increase in seizure, and that is 60, 2022 as against 68, 2023. Give yourself a round of applause for that. Traffic, we had in 2022 54 deaths in terms of fatal accidents as against 68, and we plan to address that in a holistic way with our partners, stakeholders, and other ministries. And so within the next 2-3 weeks, you're going to see a traffic plan rolling out, focusing on education, signage along the route, and enforcement, of course. And so deriving from within the next week, we are going to have a symposium that will address some of the issues deriving from the officers' conference. And so we understand that we have challenges in relation to traffic and road users, but we have a plan that will roll out which will incorporate other stakeholders, and so the police will not be working in isolation in that regard. Some of our successes, however, to continue along the line, we have decentralized police services, which include passport applications and issuance, police clearance, certificate of fitness, sales of firearm and ammunition. Register of the Police Academy with the National Accreditation Council, resuscitated the Occupational Health and Safety Department established Hinterland Committee, District Intelligence Committee, and Regional Intelligence Committee. Redesign the Guyana Police Force's training curricula, provide capacity building opportunities in which ranks benefit from a total of 696 sponsorships and 16 scholarships. With that in mind, we're living in a contemporary period and we're evolutionizing the Guyana Police Force, and so education is necessary if we're to compete with other international established police forces. 3,007 ranks benefited from local courses, 75 from overseas courses, and 75 train-the-trainer program, and that train-the-trainer program will encourage continuity. 1,080 benefited from the gender-based violence training and were deployed to gender-based violence units in the regional division with a view to serve the public and to create standardization. Redesigning of the police entrance exam. We've been bombarded with reports whenever members of the public have interaction with the police at a lower level. And so we did some internal analysis. We now have an academy. We've adjusted the entrance exam. The pass mark, of course, is 50. And so the pass mark will increase. The type of exam you're doing now to come into the force is just above the CXE level. And so we're preparing you at that level of entrance because all the courses thereafter will be accredited coming out of the academy. And so we are trying to set the foundation that they can cope whenever they enter the Guyana Police Force with the overall objective of creating a conducive atmosphere where members of the public can speak and be among the police without any conflict. We've established over 17 MOAs with external learning institutions such as Texas University, Guyana Technical Institute, Kasik Accounting College, School of the Nation, University of Guyana, Institute of Distance and Continual Learning, just to name a few. Provided for a language training in which a total of 105 ranks benefited in language such as Portuguese, French, Spanish, and Mandarin, just to boost our capability in relation to our foreigners in the country. Completed 14 capital projects, 40 current projects, and 14 CSSP projects. Of course, you can see there's a modernization drive across the length and breadth of Guyana in relation to police regions. And so we're creating an atmosphere where police and members of the public can be comfortable or create a conducive environment whenever members of the public come into the station. With the enhancement of these infrastructure is expected over the period that the police efficiency will increase in that regard. From our research, it tells us that whenever you're comfortable, the ability or the rate of your performance will automatically increase based on the conduciveness and the tools that are provided to you. And we're doing just that in our regards. Increased fleet size through the acquisition of the recent Tortoise vehicles that added to the 47. And so we are in a position now, the evidence of the reduction of crime by 12.6%. But more importantly, the stations are now equipped with the tools to respond to reports and occurrences. We're not just going to focus on the commercial areas or the corporate hub, but we are focusing heavily in the communities. We're focusing heavily on following up occurrences made by the average person on a daily basis at stations. I think that is a good move for us because once we can satisfy those demands, it will encourage more persons to come on board and to make reports, understanding that the report will be attended to in a professional way. We have digitized the Learning Driver program, implemented the use of work plan in all police regions and branches, and that is part of the implementation coming out of the strategic plan. Commence revision of the forces standing order. We have established 10 Zara computer centers in regions 2, 3, 4, 6, and 10. We've trained over 1,000 students thus far, deriving from the establishment of the Zara Center. And I want to pause here to thank the parents of the students that would have studied for trusting the police. And so we want to build momentum on this partnership drive. Additionally, it helps the police too to be computer savvy, preparing for the transition of paper-based to e-everything. And so we're in a technological drive to modernize the Guyana Police Force. We've established 6 immigration offices in the following locations: Springlands, Anna Regina, Charity, Perica Letem, and Bartica. This takes away the burden from headquarters and to ease the inconvenience of people traveling from across the sphere to end up at the central point, and that is Central Immigration Office at Camp Street. It can be cost effective, and so we are trying to alleviate some of the problems. Establish 10 police outposts in the regions 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 9. We are currently looking at a plan across the 10 administrative regions of Guyana, and by extension the 12 administrative regions of the Guyana Police Force. And so, equally, as we are looking at infrastructure development from the government side, we have to ensure that we strategize and put structures in place to locate police stations in strategic areas that it can complement the new communities that are being established. Now that the frontiers are going to be connected, you're going to have more challenges in terms of streets to apply, and so police will have to relocate, reposition, and establish new outposts and stations to ensure that wherever these communities are across the spectrum, we can have the communities properly policed. Despite our many accomplishments, however, the Guyana Police Force, like any other organization, we still have challenges. And so we decided that we are going to establish a police studio that is to facilitate interviews by members across the spectrum of the Guyana Police Force. This will be played real-time and rebroadcast. We're in the process of acquiring on-stream radio, this online radio. That's a work in progress. We've launched a community relation department. We still have some issues in terms of fixing the community relation foundation before that is launched. Why we're taking so long in that regard? Because it's dependent on members of the public. The board will consist of 13 board members. Only 1 or 2 will be policemen or women. 11 or 12 will be members of the public. And so we are still engaging members of the public in that regard, and so that's coming on the agenda soon. Why we are doing that? We want to be data-driven. If we are to transition from the Guyana Police Force to Guyana Police Service, it will have to be data-driven. And so it is very important for us, as we contemplate these new initiatives, to improve our efficiency and to ensure that we bridge the gap with members of the public and the police. We've increased vocational training opportunities for the youth among the social crime prevention program. Our Community Relation Foundation, they've been working very hard since their establishment. In fact, we have decentralized members from the Community Relation Department across the regions. And so simultaneously, we're going to find activities to develop youths in a positive way. It's going on simultaneously. That is one of the initiatives that will never change. The Guyana Police Force, as we focus to bridge the gap and to be contemporary, most of our efforts will be focused on youth development, prevention, detection, counseling, and every facet that we can acquire to deal specifically with youth development. We're going to focus our energy in that regard. We now have, well, and I think this will deserve a round of applause. We have, and this is for the general public, as we prepare to meet contemporary times, we decided that we are going to have an establishment of a ring either jointly with the Army or separately but we are preparing for that. And so we have 2 pilots are training as we speak in Miami. They've completed. Give yourself a round of applause for that. They've completed a single engine and they're now going and do the double engine, and so we're doing well in that regard. And we have, of course, to complement that, we have 2 engineers in the form of male and a female at an advanced stage of completing their program too. And so give them a round of applause. Some time ago, I think his last award ceremony, I didn't indicate to this august body that we're going to have all the regions, all the divisional commands self-sufficient. And so they're not going to ask for headquarters to augment them in case of any emergency. And so we've commenced a process of decentralizing construction, transport, daycare, mounted branch, marine, community relations, SWAT, K9, and the JST. And that will complement what they have in the regions, and so they can deal with any emergency independently. And we are trying to build our capacity across the regions. It is necessary. It cuts down on time and it creates efficiency across the spectrum of policing. We have in the pipeline, some years ago, we identified Dora as the training center, and that is back on the agenda. It is important for us to have a training institution that can encompass tactical, the theoretical, and every facet of training in this one community or this one building or this one area. Currently, while we have the academy and it's situated in Georgetown, as experienced trainers, we would understand that Rome wasn't built in a day and it has to be gradually done. But our focus will be heavily in Dora, and so we can ease the distraction that is realized currently because of the location of our training school. And so when we've completed Dora as an academy, we are going to have training done in isolation without any distraction. That by itself will produce more efficient policemen and women based on research. Brickdam Police Station, it was disastrous with a fire. There was a lot of inconvenience and a lot of work to put back structures in place. But we've commenced our discussion. The Ministry of Home Affairs, they're proceeding along the contractual line, but we'll be having a spanking new Brickdam Police Station in excess of 10 stories come within this year and years to come. Give yourself a round of applause for that. We've increased the use of smart policing through technology such as CCTV, body cameras, forensic analysis software, and others. We have the command center. While I'm not going to dwell on the intricacies of the work there, I'm going to just let you know that like we've decentralized our computer center, we are decentralizing the command center. And this will give us real-time information and help to prevent and detect crime at a swifter rate. We recognize too that the burden of policemen, men and women every day as they perform their duties and interact with members of the public, they're going to come into confrontation, and it's necessary for us as human beings to be counseled. And so psychosocial evaluation will be done through our therapists, and so we are going to increase the fleet to ensure that we have this type of skill set in every region, and so that whenever police is trauma, we can have the process tied in to have them counseled. We are rehabilitating the other academies like we did in Georgetown. That's a work in progress. We are on the verge of establishing an e-library, and that will help with our research methodology. Very importantly, a monitor and evaluation unit is coming on stream. That is to ensure transparency and accountability for the Guyana Police Force, which will be in the public domain. We are establishing a police reform committee to drive change management and transitioning from the Guyana Police Force to the Guyana Police Service. Restructuring of the Audit and Inspection Unit to hold commanders, in fact, generally members of the Guyana Police Force in key positions accountable. And of course, we're going to establish a risk management unit that can deal with strengths, weaknesses, what we have control of internally, but more importantly, opportunities and threats. We don't have control over that, that's external. And a risk management unit is necessary for us in that regard. In light of all the accomplishment, we must pat ourselves on the back. So give yourself a round of applause again. As I close, I would like to urge members of the Guyana Police Force to strengthen your commitment to the oath you took to serve and protect, as we remain resolute on the path of reform. I would like to also remind you that our duty is not just detecting and preventing crime. It is about creating a world with greater understanding and security for the rights of all people. And I want to quote a quote from Nelson Mandela once said, "If we have a fundamental concern for others in our individual and community lives, we would go a long way in making the world a better place, so we passionately dream of." These words remind me that as a nation, we must continuously strive for a world that is more compassionate, secure, and just. And as police officers, we are responsible to ensure safety and security are maintained through the community-oriented approach. Today is a special day for the Guyana Police Force. Give yourself a resounding round of applause. And as I leave the podium, I would like to remind you, ethical standards, professionalism, they are considered hallmark, and they will be non-acceptance, non-tolerance for members of the force at all levels, at any level, who breach SOPs and procedures. You are employed to serve and not to be served. I said it at the route march. I'm going to reiterate the point here. Our days to be sitting in the offices, long gone. That is not contemporary policing. Your duty as commanders and head of departments are to ensure the ranks under your command interact with the public. The public is who we were designed to serve. We were established to serve. And so you will continue to build those bridges. You will redevelop relationship with communities, and you're going to venture into other communities you never touch. You're going to organize activities on behalf of the Guyana Police Force, and we are going to ensure that we build bridges and not put up barriers in that regard. As you receive your award, some of you are going to march out here and display the Guyana Police Force's discipline, but some of you will be going to the finance office to receive your money. For me, like I said before, I believe in you, and the public believe in you, and that's why we're in existence until today. Don't change that. Every year you need to do introspection, rededication. Focus on serving the public, and you're going to stymie most of the challenges we're getting, because the negatives coming to the force is about inability to serve the public. Policemen and women in and out of uniform, please remain professional. In closing, God bless you all, and may God continue to bless the force as we progress in a contemporary period. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner of Police. You can have a seat. We'll go straight into the commendation and awards, commencing with the community policing groups and the individual. However, for this year, we'll do it in block because we were able to have an appreciation as to the individuals and their representative early enough. They didn't come early enough so that we can have an appreciation of their names, so who were there. So for the community policing groups, I will go through the names for the various groups and individuals. I'll ask Deputy Commissioner of Operations to present, and the commanders will collect on their behalf. Deputy Commissioner of Operations. So we commence with Police Regional Division number 1. There are 41 groups and 69 individuals. For the groups, Kamaka Waterfront, Wakarabai, St. Anslim, Smith Creek, Whitewater, Thomas Hill, Imbatero, Wanakea, Tobago, Yarakita, Cans Hill, Waruna, Arukua Mouth, Kamwata, Borisina, Loak, Karibu, Seaby, Canal Bank, Citrus Grove, Waterfront, Oranok, Quarry, 4 Miles, and Falstaff. That's for the group. For the individuals, Mark Passad, Sarah Siwak, Rose Ben, Leon Robinson, Lawrence Domingo, Dennis Lowe, Bonnie Boyer, Mark Anastasio, Neil Ramit, Jerry Bombery, Sherman Lewis, Aubrey Gonzalez, Lorena John, Anthony Lewis, Mark Sam, Floyd James, Edmond Santiago, Dairam Chauti, Sunita Chauti, Susan D'Souza, Romel Santiago, Rico Ramit, and Kingsley Williams. We go to Region 2. Regional Division number 2. The 5 groups alone. Ondanimin Sandpit, Kakaburi, Siriki, St. Monica, and Charity. Let's give them a round of applause as the commander receive on their behalf. It appears that Regional Division number 3 will run away with the most groups and most individuals today. 46 groups, 82 individuals. Purika Outfall, Purika Back, Greenwich Park, Lower Bonasika, Tushan Phase 1 and 2, Tushan North, Zilot North and South, Metamizorg, Zeeburg de William, Iflat Pasture, Shortville North and South, Lenora, Anna Katrina North and South, Cornelia Ida, Blankenburg, Windsor Forest, Ondanimin Phase 1, Baggotsville, Ondanimin, Schoonard, Claybrick Road, Canal number 2, Riceland, Stanleytown, Bella West Phase 1 and 2, Viva La Force, Free Easy and Easy, Canal number 1, Lagrange, Crane Phase 1, Enterprise, Good Success, Uniform, Kingston Dam, Karikari, Maria Pleasure, Maria Joanna, Zelanda, Caledonia, Sarah Bello, Dumburg. Our 40 individuals, Salim Khan, Zahir Bash, James Harvey, Cheryl Swartz, Savannah Kumar, Kaichan Albert, Rayan Sukram, Premchandra Samru, Ramesh Kanai, Ryan Leander, Des Sana Pasad, Kavita Mohabir, Samuel Damon, Imran Khan, Williams, and the others. We'll publish the names on our website. Police Division, Region number 4A, 8 groups, 12 individuals. For the groups, Alexander Village, Kitty Campbellville, North Rumville Phase 2, West La Penitence, Alberton, South and East Commons Lodge, Lamaha Park, and Middle Road La Penitence. For individuals, Premishwar, Dravand, Azam Hassan, Ken Short, Akhtar Osman, Shakilo Bromil, Morwin Reed, Alan Su, Johnny Madre, Lizana Mohammed, Noel Jackson, Gleisnes Rose, and Sean Rupnarain. For Police Division Region number 4B, we'll have the Commander Superintendent Stanley receiving on their behalf. 9 groups, 9 individuals. Eccles, Caneville, Grove Diamond, Perseverance, Tiberi North and South, Mobliso, Kurukururu and Kurukuru. 40 individuals, A. Ramcharan, G. Fraser, P. Fong, R. Aladdin, O. Austin, R. Lal, V. Philando, L. Fong, and A. Wade. Police Division number 4C, 29 groups, 8 individuals. Beth Hope North, Beth Hope Central, Success, Block 8, Phase 1 and 2, Bladen Hall, Nomprel, Enterprise, Edmore, Concerned Citizens, Lusignan Central, Cobain Park, Vigilance North, Gorob, Clonbrook, David Rose, Mahaika, Beehive, Unity, Lancaster, Annandale West, Fowles, Concerned Citizen, Hope Estate, Monrepose, Pasture, Martisville, Chateau Margot, Pigeon Island, Triumph, La Bonne Intention, Montrose. 40 individuals, Ramesh Shivdayal, Jagdarain Sarju, Ramesh Balkaran, Rudolph Albert, Mahendra Tuliburan, Muhammad Ali, Shazam Bakas, and Zarina Mohammed. For Police Division Region number 5, 4 groups, 14 individual. Commander Superintendent Whitwright will collect on their behalf. For the groups, Novar and Recess, Cotton Tree, Bath Experiment, Bushlot. For the individuals, Krishna Swilal, Thakur Chandra Prasad, Neil Harpan, Pitamba Sukra, Motichan Suku, Cyrus Reynolds, Jacobs Downer, Azad Hussain, Nazrim Hussain, John Carpen, Namindra Rantandio, Ramnarayan Shazam, Herbert Silly. Police Division Regional number 6, 6 groups, 6 individuals. Senior Superintendent Bacchus, Commander for the region, collected on their behalf. The groups are Canefield, Rosalton, Mara Platanco, number 77 Village, number 79 Village, Lighttown Village. For the individuals, Anastasia Ramsey, Carl Logan, Jimmy Smith, Aubrey Chisholm, Abdul Nazir, Jennifer Moore. Give them a round of applause. Region number 7, 6 groups, 10 individual. Senior Superintendent Moore will collect on their behalf. The groups are Kubaru, Bartico, Turtle Creek, Olive Creek, Papi Show, and Agatash. For the individuals, Roy Francis, Clyde James, Charlene Gilmore, Corwin Chance, Gwendolyn Jeffrey, Wayne King, Benjamin Crichton, Sharon Prince, Alicia Nelson, and Mark Harrock. For Police Division number 8, Senior Superintendent Mandel, Commander will be collected on their behalf. 3 groups, 20 individuals. The groups are Maja Campbelltown, Mycobi, El Paso. For the individuals, Neil Gordon, Margaret John, Delita John, Royston Williams, Delicia Williams, Monique Willie, Claire Murray, Petal George, Abiola Lois, Peter Mercier, Morietta Mercier, Mary Anthony, Tina Williams, Hilbertus Williams, Cornell Edwards, Cleveland Henry, Pamela Fredericks, Charlotte Simon, Vanessa Domingo, and Charlotte Monroe. For Police Division, Region number 9, 33 groups, 19 individuals. Senior Superintendent Rose collected on their behalf. The groups are Paribaro Village, Achuib, Crowdanaro, Aishalton, Awaranao Village, Mararanao Village, Shia Village, Sawariwao Village, Katuna Rib, Rupununi Village, Sand Creek, Patuna Rao, Shilinab, St. Ignatius, Kumu, Mokomoko, Latem, Tabachinga, Napi, Parishara, Yopakari, Katoka, Toka Village, Yakarinto, Anai, Ruputi, Waweta, Soramo, Kataramo, Riwo, and Apateri villages. We'll have the names published as well. For Region Division number 10, Assistant Commissioner Simon, Commander collected on the behalf, 14 groups, 3 individuals. The groups are number 58 Miles, Rockstone, Canvas City, Success Avenue, Wizrock, West Watuka, Block 42, Spikeland, West Bamio, Mobliso, Kokwani, Mines, Tree Friends, Old England, Siberia, and Andesville. Thank you, Deputy Commissioner Operations. So we go to the special awards now. I asked the CLA to make the presentation, and we'll do it in block again. As you noticed earlier, there's an increase in awardees, and there's a direct correlation between an increase in the solving of crimes. So it's a long list for CID headquarters. So we'll try to do one presentation of some 15 major crimes highlighted here for special awards, ranging from murder, trafficking in persons, to arms and ammunition, and so forth. So as the presentation is done, I will just give you the summary. The themes are very slightly as per crime solved. So I will call the names of two which will be spun across these various offenses. So the names that I'm going to call are associated with every other crime solved here. So we have Superintendent Caesar, ASP N. Stevens, J. Blair, Inspector M. Smith, Sergeant Landry, Adolphus Hines, and LaRose, Woman Corporal Bailey, Joseph, Felix, Ragobir, Mackenzie, and Constables 24558 Brown, 25266 Beepat, 25285 Evans, 25278 Chong, 25582 Ford, and then you have Anais Cosbert, Bob Kisoon, Narayan. So, of 15 serious crimes solved being awarded here today, various cash awards. However, a total of $4,365,000 for CID headquarters. And that's why I said, anybody that owe anywhere, contact CID headquarters. So I'll ask for a representative to come and collect or receive from DCLE, from CID headquarters. And we have Inspector Blair will do, where are the envelopes? Follow up here. Right, so the first crime relates to the murder of Kerry Sears at Ecclesdom site. This is in furtherance of a robbery. Due to the diligent investigation, Joshua Thomas was charged with murder and he's remanded to prison. Let's have a loud round of applause. PSU stand by to do escort. The second is the Blackbush double murder with the elderly couple in the supermarket where they were discovered murdered. The investigation led to the arrest and charge of Emmanuel Whittington, called Gaza, and Hemchan Prasad, called Heads. They are remanded to prison for that murder. The other crime relates to the murder of Johnson Bowen and Miguel Dos Santos. This is in London, the home invasion. Investigation led to the arrest and charge of Sherwin Semple and Andrew Smart. The other accomplice, suspected accomplice, was found dead. He was shot multiple times about the body by the victim. The other award here had to do with the murder of Michael Adolphus, who was found in a well in front of the suspect home in Latham, Tabachingo. Investigation led to the arrest and charge of Eustace Mendez with murder. He's remanded to prison. Now, conspiracy to commit murder, I think this is well known in the media and on social media, where there was a falling out of two business partners with the security service and he conspired to kill his partner. This information came to the police, the investigation resulted in Ghanshyam Budram being charged and remanded. And you saw, based on the work of CID, the life of the partner was saved. Now, the other matter here concerned one of our very own who was found, or for a period of time was reported as missing. It was discovered that he was murdered. That is Quincy Lewis. His body was found, or remains of his body was found, and DNA tests confirmed that it is our missing comrade. Investigation led to Shafiq Vernon and Jamil Van Lewis being charged with murder, and two of the other prime suspects are being sought right now. Wanted bulletins are out for Takur Dial Samaru and Ms. Zabida Zahid Zafrali. They are yet to be apprehended. Going on, robbery under arms at Water Street of money changers. Two money changers, they were shot during the course of this robbery. The investigation by the Major Crimes Unit and others led to the arrest and charge of Rivaldo John Doe. The murder of Ricky Ambrose, a mining surveyor, was found chopped to death at Guava Sand Trail in Coyote River. Investigation led to the arrest and charge of Rondell Lane and Mario Moses. They're charged with the offense of murder and they're remanded. This investigation, however, is still ongoing. The other matter here relates to the death of Sir Mars. On May 13, 2023, the deputy headmaster attached to the Central High School was found pinned to the back of his vehicle at Providence, East Bank, Demerara. Investigations led to the arrest and charge of Brian Richards, and he is remanded. The matter is still being investigated. Some additional investigation is being done. Now, with the missing firearms from Radar Security Service, when this came to the attention of the police, of these missing weapons, of two shotguns, two 12-gauge shotguns, two 9mm Taurus pistols, led to the recovery of some pistols, and persons who are employees of the security were charged. Sheldon King, Carlton Damian Singh, and Patrick Smith were charged with these matters. Some firearms are still to be recovered. The Urban Street businessman murder, Shimron Adams, was murdered by two suspects on motorcycles. The diligent work of the Major Crimes Unit at CID headquarters led to the arrest and charge of Andrew Riddle and Akilo Marshall with the offense of murder. This was aided by technology, CCTV in particular. The murder of Alpha Hotel, of Julian Halley. He was charged with the murder of his wife, Kim Halley. This is at Alpha Hotel at Ogle. And then we have here trafficking in person matters, where Orlando Charles, a pilot and a businessman, was charged with 16 counts of trafficking in persons. Is where he trafficked several Venezuelan nationals in the interior. And then we have the murder of an army officer, Rondell Douglas, who worked as a part-time taxi operator, was hired by the suspects and eventually murdered and his vehicle stolen. The investigation led to the arrest and charge of Joshua Paris, called Stewie, Randy Claremont Wright, and they are remanded to prison. Also good work by Major Crime Unit into Region 7 led to several persons being freed or rescued from being trafficked, 8 Venezuelan nationals. This led to the arrest and charge of Marilyn Cordova and Shaudi Harichan, with 8 counts of trafficking in person. And that was just a summary of the main offenses, and no way all the offenses that were solved by CID headquarters during the last year. Let us give them a loud round of applause for their effort. We've noted that these matters are complex. It required a lot of skill and effort for us to bring these perpetrators to justice. We'll ask again Crime Chief to do presentation to Sergeant 21174 Mohammed. Mr. Mohammed is awarded $30,000 cash. He's our document examination, handwriting and fingerprint expert, and he operates out of CID headquarters. His work over the period has led to him analyzing 36 different fraud handwriting cases matters, both civil and criminal. This consists of over 70 questioned documents and 30,000 handwriting specimens of varying nature, which resulted in 56 positive identifications being made against individuals who committed forgery. His efforts led to us solving several crimes. Now for Woman Constable 26322 Sampson from the Crime Scene Unit. This rank. Give her a round of applause. This rank, of course, working in the Crime Scene Forensic Department, attended and processed a number of crime scenes over several months, retrieved evidence from all the crime scenes that she processed. This is remarkable. She worked tirelessly on preserving crime scene to gather evidence, and the evidence received by this rank is yield positive results, being consistent with the crimes that occurred. And we know from our experience that a lot of times we have challenges securing evidence from crime scene for various reasons, whether it's dust or what have you, rough surface and so on. So give her a loud round of applause. All the scenes that she visited yielded positive results. Thank you, Crime Chief. I would call on Head Special Branch to make some presentations. Constable 21128 Rodriguez, on K9 section, being awarded $30,000 cash. This rank has demonstrated exceptional ability for performing his duty along with a team of other ranks, which, having received information, intercepted the car and seized 19.5 pounds of narcotics, which led to a 4-year conviction for the individual who was charged with the said offense. Constable Rodriguez. Let's have a representative collect on his behalf from the unit. A representative on behalf of K9 section. Send a message for him. They may be paraded. I would also ask HSB to make a presentation to a representative from the Commissioner's General Registry of several staff performing duty who usually work beyond the call of duty or beyond the shift because of the volume of work that passes through the Commissioner's office. We have Woman Sergeant Clark collecting on behalf of that unit. One more. I'd ask HSB to make one more presentation, and this is to our band, MS, the best band in the land. The band is receiving $160,000 cash. They perform tirelessly around the country at various functions, from state visits to regular outreach programs. I'll ask the head of Presidential Guard to make some presentations for us. And I will invite the representative from Quartermaster Store Textiles Section to receive $40,000 cash for the outstanding performance throughout the year. We have Sergeant Mansaran receiving. Let's give him a round of applause. And Sergeant Mansaran, for quite a while, has been our lone individual to clear all goods that come on behalf of the police at customs. We have now the tailor shop, and we're calling a representative to receive $120,000 cash for the performance throughout the period. A representative from the tailor shop. We have Quartermaster ASP Ben collecting on behalf of the tailor shop. And we go to uniform section of two separate awards for two individuals. 2283 Woman Sergeant Brummel, $20,000 cash, being punctual, disciplined, hardworking, and dedicated subordinate officer for the period, and also 25924 Corporal Anderson for his outstanding performance as well. If they're not here, representative. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, Head of Special Branch. I'll ask Commando 4A to make the presentation to Credit Union. And I'll ask a representative from Credit Union to come and receive $165,000 cash. He's been very supportive. Yeah, pay attention now. A bubble in there. Thank you, Commander 4A. So we have a special award, and this is going for the band. Again, I told you the best band in the land. Our partner, Mr. Shanab Haq, will make a presentation of $100,000 cash to the band. I see the bandmaster smiling broadly all the time. It's a nice addition to what you already received. And I'm sure this will encourage you to play a wider variety of music for us. Thank you, Mr. Hack. You see? But I'll ask Commander Region Division number 3 to make a presentation to ranks of the Tactical Services Unit. While on mobile patrol in Georgetown, on the Slingen Road, there was an altercation between two individuals on the road. The police decided to conduct a search, and a Glock 9mm pistol was found with magazine and 9 matching rounds on a 1 KC Moore of Albistown. They were arrested and charged with that offense. One more presentation here. Also, Constable Rankin and Constable Gomes, 23650 and 22192. They were on fixed point duty and observed two males on the corner, and the behavior of these individuals caused them to become suspicious. They approached, the individuals fled and dropped a .380 pistol and 3 rounds of ammunition. They were subsequently arrested, and the other individual, and Shamar King, was found with a Glock 9mm pistol in his possession and a magazine with 4 rounds, matching rounds of ammunition. He was arrested and charged with these offenses, and is now before the court. Constable Rankin and Constable Gomes. Commander Region 3. Good. And during the mass patrol, Woman Sergeant Smith and others in Georgetown and Hydarna and Hartfield Streets observed a motor car. They conducted a search, and 31 pounds of cannabis was found in the said vehicle. The suspects were arrested and charged, and they are on remand. Thank you, Commander, Regional Division number 3. So we go to the Information Technology and Communication Branch, the administrative team. We have Senior Superintendent Johnson, Rainey, ASP Rainey, and ASP Latchman. They're receiving $110,000 cash for the work of managing the 2 units throughout the period. I'll call on Mr. Thomas to make the presentation, head of Presidential Guard and former head of these two units. I'm sure Mr. Thomas is very proud because they're all a product of his efforts while he was there. We'll ask the Sergeant Archer to remain as well to collect on behalf of the network section, himself, Corporal Peters, Lance Corporal Isaacs, Constantine, and Dean of $65,000 cash for their work not only in that department for the central tasking of the force, but also to assist with installation of CCTV cameras across the country at our various locations and at the Zara computer centers that we are opening up continuously. Give him a round of applause as well. I'll now call on Inspector Rameshwar. Inspector Rameshwar, Sergeant Sortimo, Corporal Longhorn, Constable Bristols. They're receiving on behalf of the hardware section $80,000 cash for their work they performed throughout the period. All these together now. So we'll make one presentation on behalf of the software section of $80,000 cash, the radio and telephone section of $85,000 cash, electrical section of $150,000 cash, and the refrigeration section of $70,000 cash. I think it's like a Morenancy principle here. There's a lot of money when you add it up. And also stores, $45,000 cash. And this is stores for the IT communication department and not the quartermaster store. Thank you, Mr. Thomas. We go now to these are others. Okay. Good. So we now go to Office of Professional Responsibility. We ask a representative to collect on behalf of the three individuals here, Inspector Bissoon, Sergeant Hamilton, and Woman Inspector Castillo, of $25,000 and $20,000 respectively for the tasks they perform throughout the period. For Inspector Bissoon, he investigated 20 matters, Sergeant Hamilton 19 matters, and Inspector Castillo 22 matters throughout the year so far. So I will ask for a representative from OPR and the head of OPR to make the presentation. Yes, be there. Thank you, Mr. Beard. Now for the Tactical Services Unit Mess Staff, OCTSU will make the presentation, and I'll call on a representative to receive $150,000 cash for the work they've done throughout the period in the preparation of meals and refreshment in support of force activities and duties. And now we go to General Office. The processing of all our HR matters, leave, job letters, and you name it. It requires a lot of work, a lot of effort, attention to details. So we'll have a representative collecting on behalf of General Office of a cumulative amount of $370,000 cash. I'll ask Finance Officer to make the presentation. We have Woman Sergeant Roberts collecting on behalf of the department. We now go to the divisions. Commencing at Police Regional Division number 1, I'll ask the commander to make the presentation on behalf to the representative who will collect on behalf of all the various teams that are going to be receiving awards today, and I'll just do a summary of what transpired in the division. We have ASP Colip, Inspector Court and others receiving $75,000. This is for the murder at Kamaka Waterfront on Jamie Cream, and the suspect Matthew Hudson was charged for this matter. Also, the murder of Quincy Mitchell of Poconaco at Ice Park, Timiri Bank. That's where he's from. We have ASP Kuldip again and team receiving $105,000. This is for the arrest of Kelvin Gorin. This is in relation to the murder of a housewife at Baramito. We go to Region Division number 2. The commander will make the presentation to these teams of receiving this is in relation to a murder at Sandpit, receiving $75,000 cash, $60,000 cash in relation to the narcotics matter, where the person was charged and placed before the court, was sentenced to 3 years imprisonment. Give them a loud round of applause for their effort in Region 2. For Police Region Division 3, Commander will present on the several good work done within that division. A total of $140,000 cash for the interdiction of 17,711 grams of cannabis, $60,000 cash, 160 grams of cannabis, and we go to the center of all activities with regards to crime in Guyana, Regional Division 4A. Right. So we have a number of matters serious offenses solved in Regional Division 4A for a period of time. So it's a total of 25 serious crimes of varying amounts awarded, ranging from murder, robbery and arms and ammunition, trafficking in person. So we go to Regional Division 4B. We have Superintendent Stanley who will make the presentation on behalf This is for the seizure of an illegal .32 pistol. Ravindra Ramdat was charged for being in possession of a .32 pistol and one magazine. He's remanded to prison. He's receiving $110,000. Following a robbery under arms and diligent work by the police, the suspect was intercepted with a 12-gauge shotgun. So they receive $120,000 cash for their effort. Divisional 4C. On behalf of the force to the ranks for the outstanding performance in the division for the period, this ranged from interdiction of suspects in various offenses, who escaped, and we are now at Police Division number 5. We'll have the Superintendent Whitwright making the presentation on behalf of the force. To the representative, this range from narcotics in particular, of various incidents or interception of narcotics at various locations within the division. We see large amounts of narcotics seized, especially at the Welda Junction. We go to Region 6. And the ranks here are being awarded for various matters. This is, the commander will make the presentation to Inspector Lieutenant on behalf of the teams. Many of the teams are led by ASP Ned. This relates to various duties touching narcotics eradication. Of thousands and thousands of cannabis plants being destroyed and suspects arrested. And now we are at Region 7. Senior Superintendent Moore will make presentation on behalf of the force. We'll do it, as I said before, together. Eight different instances of outstanding performance, ranging from seizure of illegal arms, narcotics, and narcotics. In Region 8, Senior Superintendent Mandel will make the presentation on behalf of the force to those ranks who perform outstanding, especially with the Major Durham fire. While we had, unfortunately, 20 deaths, many young women were saved through the effort and collaboration with the police and other persons on that fateful evening. With Region 9, Senior Superintendent Rose will present on behalf of the force. This range from to various themes. This relate to offenses such as drug eradication, the seizure of a helicopter and at a illegal mining strip in the Rupununi, New River area, seizure of narcotics in the Latham district, We'll make also now, at the end of the divisions, of course, Region 10. Assistant Commissioner Simon will make the presentation on behalf of the force and to the ranks of various teams who've done exceedingly well in solving crime within the region. Give them a loud round of applause. We'll go now to the Welfare Department. And a cash award of $170,000 is awarded to the department for the outstanding work of all the ranks within that department for the year. Special Constabulary Headquarters. Finance Officer will make a presentation on behalf of the force to a representative who will receive $30,000 cash. In one instance, $10,000 cash in another instance, and a further $10,000 cash, bringing a total of $50,000 for the work we've done throughout the year. I'll ask Finance Officer to remain as they make a presentation to the CCU. We have Women Assistant Superintendent Bowen receiving on behalf of our PR department for keeping the public and ranks informed of the activities of the force So we're winding down. Section of the Guyana Police Force must be recognized for their contribution not only to the organization but to the country. We have Sensei Bob, who's a coach of the karate team or mixed martial art team for the Guyana Police Force, recently returned from Trinidad, where several members of the team won gold in the various competitions, gold medals. So we have Sergeant 24981 Bob, Lance Corporal 15731 Bob as well, Lance Corporal 24252 Cave, Lance Corporal 24524 Ramsey. They all returned with gold medals. So I'll call on DCIO to make the presentation and a representative from the Guyana Police Force Academy to receive on their behalf. Receiving $50,000 cash each, and this is an improvement in terms of their successes in the mixed martial arts field compared to last year. Thank you, DCIO. So we have in the 800 meters at CSC Games recently, Miss Alia Moore, and it's an achievement to be in the finals at that level. So we want to recognize her efforts today. In the 800 meters. I'll call on the Sports Development Officer, Mr. Colin Boyce, to make the presentation of some cash incentive to Ms. Alia Moore. Give her a loud round of applause. She's been representing Guyana and the force locally and overseas. Thank you, Mr. Boyce. I would invite to make the presentation on behalf of the force, Commissioner of Police, and he will be making the award to Mr. Emmanuel Archibald, who won gold at CSC 100 meters finals. And who's made history as being the first Guyanese to attain that level of performance. Give them a loud round of applause. It was indeed an exciting race. They were neck and neck down the line, the stretch, and it's just a dip. Smart thinking and action that won the 100-meter goals. And in this regard, we must recognize as well the efforts of Mr. Boyce, who himself, Guyana's champion, former champion at the 100 meters level, and has been doing a lot of good work for the sport department. We've seen improvement in performances, and it's testimony to his dedication in sport. That brings us to the end of the awards. Of course, some departments that were not mentioned, especially Special Branch, they will be in the general incentive list. Others who are present here as well, who are not up on the front to receive their cash incentives, could do so afterwards at the Finance Office to receive the general awards. I want to allow Chairman of the Police Service Commission, Mr. Bishop Fidley, to say a few words before we close. And Ms. Bowen to stand by.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brutus. Indomitable Acting Commissioner of Police, members of the ELT, elite commanders and deputy commanders, members of the Guyana Police Force, invited guests. You're not hearing me? Should I go over again? Okay. Indomitable Acting Commissioner of Police, members of the ELT, elite commanders and deputy commanders, members of the Guyana Police Force, invited guests. Like I always say, I am super proud of the Guyana Police Force. Yeah. Sitting there, listening to all the achievements, I am moved to this podium to lead a standing ovation for this young man, Mr. Clifton Hickens. Go ahead. We're super proud of you, sir. As a leader, you don't get to blow your own horn. And I really had to fight to get this opportunity this morning to say what I'm about to say. Someone has to do it. Go ahead, take your seats. Even though I wasn't slated on the program, but I couldn't let this opportunity go amiss. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us continue to work like you've been doing. I am always elated when I hear of the good things. Of course, on the flip side of that, my heart breaks when I hear of the not so good things of the Guyana Police Force. So I just want to encourage you. I just want to let you know that we're taking note of all that you're doing and continue to support the Commissioner and his team as we move the Guyana Police Force forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman of the Police Service Commission. I'll now invite Woman ASP Moore to do the vote of thanks.
Good morning, all. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner of Police, Deputy Commissioners, Operations and Law Enforcement, Head Special Branch and Presidential Guard, Chairman of the Police Service Commission, Force Chaplain, Regional and Branch Commanders, Senior and Junior Officers, Inspector and other ranks, special invitees, members of the media. I stand on behalf of today's awardees to say thank you. Grateful people always say thank you. In the Holy Bible, Matthew Chapter 6, verses 21 says, and I quote, "Where your treasure is, there your heart will be." Unquote. Mr. Brutus did say that the envelopes received now and later is something to treasure, and as such, our hearts are with this noble organization. We therefore thank you, Commissioner, and the executive leadership team for bestowing us with an honor on this special occasion. May God continue to bless the Guyana Police Force and its leadership Happy 184th anniversary. Jehovah's blessings upon us all. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. That brings us to the end of this program. I'll invite everyone to partake in some refreshments right at the back. Divisional commanders and branch heads remain for a discussion or a brief meeting with Commissioner of Police.
Look down from your window, no big city lights, just greenery. I don't know what you come for. Loosen up, my dear, we're such a man free. Welcome to the land of many faces, not one, not two, but 6 different races. You know when the sun kisses your skin, you're in the right place. G-U